Omarapatanadi, 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 Omarapatanadi. Om Yedama Hetukadawa Hitin Tekin Tato Gato Haya Wata Tekin Sayo Niroda Ewamadi Mahasamana Soha. Hi everyone, it's Natalie here. So welcome to the next installment of Mo Divination. I made a joke, really bad joke, with Tom last week after doing my Mo Divinations, and said something like, gee, if I wanted to, I could always start a business saying, hey, check out my latest St. Louis Mo Divination, which is so horrible. It's so bad. Anyway, or I could call my company St. Louis Mo Divination, Mo Divination in St. Louis. I don't know. It's bad. I'm going to stop now. So, yeah. So for the last 2 weeks, we're getting ready for the full moon. We want to find out what characterizes this full moon in Scorpio. The new moon was characterized as Nadi, or the treasury of jewels, right? So there's perfect prosperity, similar to the opening of a treasury of jewels. And as you open that treasury of jewels, there are discoveries of seeds that can be planted in various different places to build this incredible, network of possibility, right? Then for last week, carrying on from there, we have a slightly what is sometimes referred to in Tibetan culture as a slightly mediocre reading, which I can't see with this. It's actually quite good. We had Na, or the ground of gold, right? So if the ground of gold appears, then steady work will be accomplished and have good results, just as the earth is good. And the focus with this one was staying in one place. So, staying where you are, establishing things right where you are right now in the present moment, moving forward. Okay. And there are various deities mentioned that one could work with and so forth. So that has been where we're coming from. So as we come into this full moon and we look at, how do we proceed forward? What characterizes the new moon? What are the conditions of it? All of that. So here is my little die. Thinking about making some, actually, because it's hard to find them online, and when you find them, they usually have to come all the way from Asia. But I'd kind of like to make some. So I'm going to ask, on everyone's behalf, on all of our behalf, what are the characteristic conditions surrounding this new moon? How can we make best use of that? How can we make best use of those conditions? Ooh, it rolled out of sight here. Let's see what's on top. Ooh, Tsa. Okay, Tsa is our first one, and that is related to air. Okay, and then so that was our outer. Tsa is our outer, the outer conditions. What about the inward conditions, or the inner state? Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so we have Tsa-a. So there is going to be space. I can tell you already, when it ends in ah, there's going to be space cleared. That wind might be blowing away obstacles. Let's find out. Ah is the pure, unstained sky and space. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Tsa-a. So yeah, Tsa'a is the white umbrella of good fortune. So, oof, I just dropped a couple of cards here. All right, it's kind of cramped in here. I need to do something about that. Okay, so Tsa'a, the white umbrella of good fortune. If Tsa'a, the great umbrella of good fortune appears, then good fortune increases just as the white umbrella flutters. Yeah. That's a good one. Okay, so not a bad way to bring all things to fruition here. Let us look at the book. Oops, sorry, Belle. I'm going to just move Belle over there. So obviously here we have our lovely Manjushri with his yellow skin and his flaming sword of wisdom and the Prajnaparamita Sutra there on his lotus next to his ear. So that informs everything he does. Okay, yeah, Tsapa, so Tsa'a would be at the beginning. There we go. So if Tsa'a, the great umbrella of good fortune, appears, yes. Okay, so this sign of this divination is known as, quote, the flower garden that ripens on time. So matters to do with family, property, and life are in good condition. Intentions and aims will be fulfilled. Performing the meditation and recitation of Shimha Mukha is beneficial, especially you will hear good news. However, your decisions will sometimes have no effect, and others' promises will not have any results, like the imprint of a bird's feet in the sky. I really don't know this one. The meditation and recitation of Simhamukha. I might look that up. Friends and wealth. If you make offerings to the wealth deities, good news will most probably come, which is helpful. There are no enemies, so you don't need to be apprehensive. If you have guests on their way, they will have a comfortable journey and will arrive soon. If you're ill, you're going to recover quickly. Evil spirits. This one I find fascinating, okay? You are bothered not by evil spirits, but rather only by your mental imputations. There is no reason for your troubles other than the propensities of your own conceptualizations. So, in other words, don't look outside yourself if something's bothering you. If you're being bothered by something, you need to look at your own thoughts and ideas. Okay, spiritual practice is successful during this time. There's an average chance of finding lost articles if you have lost anything recently. Will they come and will the task be accomplished? There is an obstruction. So the undertaking will not occur whatsoever. That's interesting. That is very interesting because it's different than intentions and aims. And it's different with guests. Huh. So in terms of completing something, intending something, thinking it through, that's going to be air, right? Air and space is what we're looking at here, I believe. Let me just pull out my little notebook. Gotta pull out the little notebook. Little notebook of fun. Okay, so this is a mess to anyone but me, probably, but this is my little notebook here. So Tsa is up here. It's it's for activities of violence or destruction. It's air. It's also the airs of the body, including the breath and air diseases. So there's kind of a harshness that's there. Let's see. When we look at this might be hard to read because I wrote it in silver. It pervades all activities and it's empty space. And it's also sound. And regarding the body, it's the lungs and the large intestine, but it's also the ear. Represents the sky. pervades all directions. It's neutral or white in color. There's no specific shape, etc. It's kind of as the essence of all things. Okay, it's the essence of emptiness and interconnected being. But this means, that if we have this fast rushing thing that rushes through space, it flutters the umbrella. You see the green worked into the color here of this umbrella, to the white umbrella. That green acting on, the green of the tsa acting on the white of the ah. So, it is moving space. It is moving space-time. It relates to thought, intention, sound, mind, all of that. So it's not in any way related to Earth. So that makes sense. Will the task be accomplished? No. It just won't. It's going to be blown away or blown past. Not so much obstructed. It says there's an obstruction, but my sense of it, based on the way these work, it's the obstruction is about something being blown past, something that whooshes through faster than we can quite take it, that knocks everything down on its way. That may be where the obstruction comes from. And then all remaining matters. The prediction is called giving breath. Therefore, you should rely upon deities such as Devaja Devi, Tashilamo, and Mahamayuri. It is also good for you to hang prayer flags and construct prayer wheels. If you pray to protectors like Pehar, it is good. This prediction is known as whatever path one desires to travel upon, one will arrive safely. All right, so the combination of these two is very interesting. So I think as we look at how does this influence the energy of the full moon, it's intense, right? It's going to be very, very intense. But I think we can rely upon the fact that whatever we do, whatever practice we engage around the full moon, and this will relate to the tarot reading because I filmed that one first. Whatever we choose to whatever we choose to approach, whatever we look at with intentions and aims, I feel those are going to work out well. Those are going to work out well as things are coming up around this full moon too, right? It's full moon in Scorpio. It's pretty intense. Remember that as you find gods and demons in your space and you start to believe that certain things that you're experiencing or seeing or noticing in other people, please remember those are probably coming from us, right? Those are probably coming from our own minds. It's not that they're, evil spirits. It could also be the way that we cast others in that light. Keep in mind that there is, we're not being bothered by evil spirits. We're being bothered by our own mental imputations, our own shadows. So that's what we need to look at. If we approach that with a spiritual practice, it's going to be more successful. We'll be able to move it forward. Okay. And as we come into a new path, this will be relevant, I promise. As we take a new path, which, we're going to be embarking upon, as we release something that's unhelpful towards this new moon, whatever path one desires to travel upon, one will arrive safely. So I'm going to say too that whatever spiritual path may be coming up in the reading tomorrow or whatever, wherever that takes us, we're going to see how that comes to fruition. All right. So that is it for today. Let me know how you're getting on with these Mo readings. I've had a little bit of, a couple people say that they're curious to know more about the system. So, I can add that to my growing list of different bits, different types of content that I want to make. I have so many different things I want to do and so little time to apply it and do it at the moment. And I'm trying to find a way to be totally okay with that because What choice do I have at the moment? Very little. And that's okay. Sometimes there's more time and sometimes there's less, and we move on. All right, folks, take great care, and I will see you again soon. Bye.